I'm a woman, a clown. I'm married to the stage. People choose to be clowns not because they have fun lives, but because they analyze the struggle between good and evil within. Your sorrows are hidden behind makeup. I want to eliminate that terrible word that starts with the letter M, midget. Little people on stage are not some sort of joke. We're not something to be laughed at. We're people. This tattoo is a reflection of me. I love ruffled collars, corsets and feathers, fringe and arrows. At first, I wanted to become a teacher, but my mom talked me out of it. She said, Anya, be realistic. Parents would not trust me with their children. Some mother could come and say they didn't want their child to have such a teacher, and then I'd have to be fired. And then another teacher with long legs would have to replace me. So I studied to become a librarian. But when I tried to get a job, they told me I was too short. They said they had tall shelves and asked me how I thought I was going to work there. I saw posting at the employment office that an operator at a tram depot was needed. I went there and said that I'd come about the position, but the women that were sitting there in the stands, they were so high that they couldn't see me, and I couldn't see them. And then they asked me how I was going to work. They told me no one would see me when I was sitting there, and they said that no one would see me when they entered the room. I didn't try to convince them otherwise. I just turned around and left.
Is very different in everyday life and on stage. When she's not performing, she's very calm and sincere, but when she goes on stage, she transforms.
Excuse me, could I get your autograph, please? I know you're Anna and that you have cool tattoos.
Thank you.
You can sign my military card.
All right. Is it okay for me to put a signature here?
I don't care, I was discharged long ago. Thank you, good luck and all the best.
Good luck.
People recognize her in different places, even in the street. Wherever she goes, people that Anna knows and that she doesn't know come up to her and say, "Oh, hello, Anna, I know who you are. You're so cool, you are amazing." I think she feeds on people's attention and approval.
This is all so me. I'm gonna marry your store. All of my friends at work have found their other halves through online dating. 5 websites didn't let me create an account because of my height. I'm 130 centimeters tall, but when I type that in, I get an error message, so I couldn't register. All right then, I wrote that I was 140 centimeters, but that didn't work either, so I had to lie and write that I was 150 centimeters. In other words, it means that a girl who's 130 centimeters tall not only can't find a partner, but also can't find friends to talk to because of her height.
There's this dating channel where you can leave your phone number and get acquainted with guys. There were lots of them, maybe around 1,000, and that's where I found his number. Every time we talked, I told him that I was little. I was afraid that he would come and say that I had deceived him. I felt very uncomfortable because of this. But he told me, "Your height makes no difference. I'm coming because I've fallen in love with you."
I didn't even pay any attention to her words, as I couldn't even imagine that she was so small. Well, I thought that she could only reach my neck, or could be a little bit taller or a little bit shorter. But I couldn't even imagine that she was so small. She kept on saying that she was short, so I asked her how tall she was. And she said that she was 96 centimeters. It made me think, of course. Before that, we'd been keeping in touch for 2 months, and it was a great pleasure for me, so we kept on doing so.
I thought that even if I failed to get married and have children of my own, I was going to adopt a child, so there would be someone to bring me a cup of water when I'm old. Climb on yourself. Can you do it? I know you can. And Mummy will ride with you. Oh, yes. There we go. Veronica, be careful. You may fall off.
At first I had some doubts. I thought that it wouldn't work, or I might grow weary of it, or that I would feel ashamed. But after I came here and got to know her better and met her family, I felt right at home. At first it was somewhat unusual when we went outside and saw the surprise on people's faces, as she was so short and I was so tall. But now I'm used to the fact that people always look at us.
These ones?
Yeah, I'll take those ones. When I was 20 weeks pregnant, doctors told me I wouldn't be able to give birth to this child. They asked me if I could imagine what size my belly was going to be. They told me I had to get an abortion. I was 20 weeks pregnant and abortion was out of the question. I said I would never kill my child no matter what. The doctors were mad at me because I was determined to give birth.
The doctors and I told her that from a medical point of view, a 92 centimeter tall woman pregnant with a normal-sized baby is dangerous. Of course, we did not believe that she would be able to give birth to the baby, as there would be a miscarriage. It's not us who should be credited for the success, but perhaps a higher power. We didn't believe in a miracle, but we did our best. It doesn't befit a doctor to say that it happened with God's help. I think we succeeded, thanks to the vitality of this woman.
Sit down.
It's too much.
Looks good.
I was worried when she told me she was pregnant. I thought I might go crazy. I gave birth to this child, and the doctor told me later, your next child will be normal. But Maria was born the same.
There's never been short people on my side of the family. Maybe it was a great-grandfather or something.
No one in our family either.
Here, Veronica, have some. Do you like meat?
We went to church, prayed, and believed, and asked God to help us.
When our baby was baptized, I stood behind the door till the very end, and only then they asked me to come in. As I came in, they gave me my child. I asked God to make my child normal, without any problems.
especially in the last few days before labor. We were praying day and night. The doctor said that only one of them could survive, either her or the child. It was 100 to 1 chance that both of them could live through it. The most precious people I have in my life are my daughter and Maria.
When I walk down the street, I'm not at all scared by the loads of people staring at me. I recently came to realize that St. Petersburg is a big village. And sometimes I think that even everyone knows me. I understand that I stand out from the crowd, but I also like to emphasize my individuality with beautiful and fashionable clothes. If a person has got style and intelligence, then he or she is just like any other person in the world. Is that I'm not married to a man, but to the stage, and it's very scary to tell the truth. I don't even have the right to be sad. This is the third tattoo I've got. I have more than 15 altogether. But this tattoo tells the story of the relationship that I have with my boyfriend. I'm the one wearing the glasses. Sometimes I do that. I like purple ones. And this is Pasha. When a person has a favorite book, they may feel like reading it again later. And I feel like going back to my tattoos, even if I'm in another relationship. I've yet to meet the person who's ready to love me rather than the one performing on stage. It's so alive. I'm gonna perform as a clown tonight. You make people happy when you perform on stage. I already make them happy. Usually other little people are angry and they feel offended. People often ask me why I love people and how I manage to do this. Well, for example, when I go to the pharmacy, I always smile, say hello, and only then ask to buy some painkillers. In this case, no aggressive or unhappy person can be rude to me because they automatically respond to my openness. You should always walk through life with a smile.
Hurry up. Those who don't wake up themselves will be woken up by Anna. Anna, you've been alive since the beginning. You're like, what's going on? Your ecstasy can be of any kind.
I get tired of wearing a mask. I work as an entertainer. Everybody thinks it means having fun, but it's not really true. You have to work as a psychologist, get adjusted to the audience, to their mood, and you have to smile at all of it.
Anna, hello. You're really a success, and that's great. I've seen you many times, on the internet and on stage. I grew to realize that size doesn't matter. What matters most is what kind of person you are. You're an amazing person. I'm very pleased to meet you.
Girls, little ones, are lucky in this life. I can't cry.
Don't cry.
Okay, let's go for a walk, shall we? Let's say hi to Sasha. It's very difficult for me to lift her. Very difficult. Because I weigh 24 kilos and my child weighs 10 kilos. However, we recently weighed her and it turned out that she has lost some weight. She doesn't eat much because she's teething. Don't run away from Mommy. Where are you going? Why don't you listen to your mother? Wait, don't run away. Veronica, you know that your mom's leg hurts. Why are you being naughty?
Ляля, да, дя.
Mommy is little, so that's why you're not listening?
Маленька, ти не слухаєш маму? Боюсь, як вона піде.
I'm afraid that when she grows older, when she's some 4 years old, she will begin to understand that her mother is little.
Діти там.
I'm worried that other children in the kindergarten will tease her because of me.
Бачите,
Why are you coughing?
Є такі, що я знаю,
There are people who say, look, her mother is a dwarf, when we're walking outside.
Мама карлічка. Знаєте, тут мені
I've grown used to it, but the child hasn't.
що не розуміє.
People often say that she's going to be like her mother.
Така сама.
It's so sad.
Таку бідну якусь.
Come here.
No, but I'm heavy.
Heavy, you're just right for me.
Нам треба. Ходіть до кабінету.
Come in, please.
Вітаю, прошу заходити, прошу. Прошу.
Oleg, come in.
Ну, бачиш, знов повертаєшся
So,
в той
here you are again.
де була.
Sit down.
Прошу сідати. Як ти, сонечко?
How are you,
Як твої
sweetie?
справи? Як ти за той час?
We're testing her growth hormones to check if the child will grow or not. They're afraid she won't.
Дитина файно росте.
The child is growing very well. She is a beautiful big girl.
Дитиночко.
She can do a lot of stuff herself. Give me your hand, my dear.
Ви були говорили в відношенні
You said you were planning to have another child.
От Олег.
Oleg, if your child's height is normal and the child doesn't have this disease at all, if she has no physical deviations, the probability that your next child has this disease is only 40%. I've already told you that we have no objections as far as the birth of a brother or a sister is concerned, so we put our hopes on you, because you are a cheerful and lively woman with great faith. I was the first one who took you in my hands when you were born. Gosh, listen, both of you are amazing. It's great to see this.
Боже.
Ух ти!
The bike's fantastic. Wow, awesome. I've never seen such a thing before.
Супер.
On the one hand, we're afraid, as God frightened us then. But Maria keeps on saying that our daughter wants a brother. She keeps on asking me. Well, first of all, our daughter should start kindergarten, and then we'll see if we're going to have another child or not.
I tried to get a job, but I failed. They said I was too short. And look, the man's making chocolate.
Робить, бачиш?
I tried before I had a child and a husband. I wanted to earn money to buy clothes and go to clubs. I really wanted to be a chef, to bake and cook different dishes.
Хотілося мені дуже поваром.
I wanted it very much. But no one hires people like me.
Дуже хотіла.
No one hires short
Ніхто не
people.
беруть таких, як я, маленька росту. Оце одна проблема.
Sit down. But make sure your backside doesn't get cold.
I know it's cold.
My wife, she's always smiling.
My dad. Here he is. He's Spanish, from Cuba. Jose. Mom always told me that Dad and I were like two peas in a pod. Our smiles, we both have big eyes, and I roll my eyes when I talk, and I squint just like my dad did. I wrote to him and asked him to come to us, saying that it was difficult for Mom to cope with everything. My mom loved him. There was never any talk in my family like, oh, that jerk, he abandoned his family. No, Mom, she was proud that she had had a man like Dad in her life and that she had been happy. People often ask me what I see in my future. It's hard for me to answer this question. I can't answer it. I live outside of time. I think of a family, some sort of New Year's celebration, and a child in maybe 10 years, but I'll still be young then. I want to start a family, but I can't become a mother now since I perform at night. It's just not the time. Now I'm gonna be part of a family. Each of us has his or own specific makeup depending on, well, our character. The Colonel, for example, has this beautiful mustache.
Seriously? I thought I wasn't that good today.
No, I simply love it. It's theater. It's courage. A challenge and joy. We bring people joy. I give the audience a part of me, a part of my positive energy. I want all little people to know that we too have the right to be happy. If they see me do it, then they'll think, if she can do it, then we can do it too. And then we'll have this goal to achieve something. I was born with a smile in my face. I was born with positive energy in my eyes. Maybe it's because of my Spanish roots. How did we find each other?
Like two magnets.
Yeah, something like...
Of course, the deciding factor was not the fact that Anna was short. For example, Frau Maskow here is not short. You can compare her. Maestro here is not short. I am short, of course, just like Anna. But we found each other primarily because we saw each other's, how could you say, potential, talent, and individuality.
Charisma.
Yes, charisma, and the desire to be one family.